We are live. All right. Let's go. It should be recorded. Yep.
Good morning, everybody. Minasama.
Recording in progress.
3, 2.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. Minasama, welcome. Ohayo gozaimasu. Здравствуй, как здоровье. And good morning. How many languages can I say it in? I appreciate you being here, and we'll take another look at Taikokyu today and some of its features and its principles, its movements, etc. We're still kind of dressed wintry, although it's a very mild day here. We're in Western Canada. We're stricken with Chinooks, which is quite nice. It's not the Chinook the salmon, but the Chinook, the weather system that gets nice and warm on the leeward slopes of the Rocky Mountains. So it's very beautiful here right now, and usually our coldest months seem to be February, and although we've had lots of snowfall. February, January too. Let me grab that. Good, nice. Thank you. So here we are. Thank you everybody for driving in today, and appreciate you being here. It's really nice. One of the things that we're going to discuss after we start in is this whole notion of onmyodo, or in Japanese onmyo, inyo, sometimes called inyo, which just means the dialectics. In Chinese, it's called yin and yang, and so we are constantly balancing this notion of dialectics: the upper body, the lower body, the right body, the left body, the right leg, the left leg, and the meridians that are tied into all of these things. These keiryaku-chose, these meridians that are tied into all of this. Please come in. Hey, thanks, Nat. The meridians that are tied into all of these things are continuously in the balance too. This whole notion of onmyo-do, or the way of the onmyo, the way of the balancing. And so let us kind of really move into our taijutsu from that perspective today, and see what we can spin up. So we'll start in classically with a little bit of meditation. We'll use the chime to take us into this meso or meso-kokyu, the breathing and meditation. And there's a few more people maybe coming in here today. Just let them arrive as naturally as possible. Let's start up. Nice. Sitting in the right posture for you. It could be in a chair, could be on the ground in a half lotus posture, a hamarenkiza, or a full lotus posture. Let's just bring our eyes closed for a few moments and concentrate on the breath. Breathing in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Generally, your left hand is down, the right hand is on top, and your thumbs are touching. And it's okay just to fold the thumbs in if that's where you feel comfortable. Just take this time to fully arrive. open the eyes slowly. And let's start it on some movement. What we'll do now is we'll just let the legs fall off the pillows or whatever pillow system you have. Again, I'm using the 2-pillow system, and I'm going to just remove myself right to the edge of the other. Nice. So wherever that finds you, you're in the water posture, and this water posture is one that is really helpful for opening up the lower meridians that are crossing into the lower body, and of course the hip flexors, which is really important. First thing we'll do is just start out really gradually, just dropping to one side. Let the one arm just relax on the inside of the leg, hovering over and trying to grab the foot. Thumb pressure is on the bottom of the foot you're grabbing, whilst you're kneeling the body over. Good work. Yeah, and breathe right through that nice going. Beautiful. Come out really slowly. Come forward slightly to disengage that big stretch on the spine. And then go to the other side. Again, just kind of pinch grip over the bottom of the foot, so you see the thumb is just on the kidney 1 point, right on the bottom of your foot, and let the body, the upper body that is, lay right over. You should be able to feel that deep in the oblique muscle group, the latissimus dorsi, the upper back, and of course the neck as well. 3 to 6 breaths. So give the stretch a moment to take place, and then come back forward. Really nice. Good. Now let's dissolve that water stretch posture and just go with our stir up. So we'll start stirring around and around in one direction, 3 to 5 times in one direction, 3 to 5 times in the other direction, and just stir and kind of turn on the life force energy that is the internal viscera, which most of them, of course, the internal organs from the rib cage down, and moving through. Hopefully, before you started your Taikokyu session, you've gone to the toilet, so just be relieved yourself that way, so you're not plugged up in any way. Good. Let's go one leg out now. We'll just pitch one leg out to the side, pointing the toes, not so much of a pull. We're not really trying to pull in here too much just yet. And we'll twist the opposite way. So we'll see a lot of that today, where we're stretching out one side and twisting out the other side. So I like to put one hand on the knee, and just turn until you're doing kind of a shoulder checking the twist, but your legs extending out. And then breath. 3 to 6 breaths. So cycle the air, don't hold it. And in fact, with each consecutive breath, you can probably deepen the stretch, twist in that much more. Excellent, Zach. Now just release that super slow, and then just make some room so I can get my other leg out to the side. And again, one leg's jigging out that way, and your body's twisting the opposite way. Just start slow to begin. Once again, make the corrections you need to. If you feel yourself opening up a little bit more, you can get that much more torque or twist out of your body, a little more position out of the leg that's jutting out. So you're in that constant improvement place. Nice. Now let's cross them up, and we'll run back through this water stretch posture. And instead go to one side. We're just going to tip the hands in. We've seen this posture before. And for folks at home or folks that have to do this a little bit later, you're welcome to hold any of these postures a little bit longer and just kind of open up that much deeper. Good. Try to get your legs down to the ground or as best as possible. I'm still raised about 2 inches because I got the pillow under me. You're welcome to be on the floor at this point. And you're just going to sway side to side, ever so slightly. And with the hands in that inverted position, you get a bit of a stretch through the extensor and flexor muscles of the forearm as well. So you're rolling side to side. This is a real opener for those nerve meridians that cross from the spine over to the upper limbs now, not just the lower, but both really. Nice. Flowing side to side. And the breath moves right along with you. Don't hold your breath in any of this. Hence the name Taikokyu, body breathing. So we're really trying to open all of that up. Excellent. Beautiful. 3 to 6 times again. Not that that has to be any one of those numbers. You're welcome to do 5. Good. Now we're just going to change our posture pretty much. And hopefully you have a floor. If you're working on the rug, it's maybe a little bit difficult. But if you're on a slippy floor and you have like a yoga mat or some kind of a positional mat under you, this works really well. So we're going to bring ourselves right up onto an all-four position, and knee was on one of the pillows. And all we'll try to do is slide out. Now on the tatami here, it's pretty easy. Just slide and then draw back in. So this is a movement drill more based on function of strength than just stretching, but it's functional stretching, functional strength. So we're opening up, get to a maximum point, breathe at least 3 times at that max point, and then draw back in. Now, it might not slide so good. If you've got a hardwood floor, your body uncle, you're sliding pretty good. Just 3 times on each side. Drop it out. Pull out that stretch. Hold yourself, suspend your upper body, and then draw back in. Nice. About 3 times, as I say. Now let's make the transfer up to the other way. That's it. And just kneel on the pillow, focusing on the center of the pillow. Draw the hips out and go as deep as you feel you can right now. And draw in and out. About 3 breaths in the hold. Not too long at the stop point or the contracted point. And let's extend again. And then back in. Beautiful. Real nice. Now we'll leave that pillow there as a bit of a theme. This time, we're going to put our hand on it. And we'll scooch the hand out, which will drop your body and shoulder down to the ground. And then draw it back up. And as you're extending here again, you're working those nerve meridians that cross over the arm. But you're also working your chest muscle on the draw in. That's what the pectoralis muscle does. It draws the arm across the chest. And back out. Hold for about 3 breaths at that extended point. And then draw back in. Notice you're kind of doing a single hand push up with your body in assistance, of course. And then to the other side. So roll that out. Drop the body down. Try to get that nice stretch through the neck, through the shoulder, chest. And then as you push up with the one arm, you draw in with the other. You put a little pressure into this. About 3 breaths in that hold, or that extension. And then one more time, all the way down. Beautiful. And roll up. So we'll get, notice we're looking one way as we're extending the other way, so we're definitely working with that on-myo-do, or the dialectic kind of understanding. Now we'll just drop into a seiza posture. And seiza, if this is a little smarts for the knees, you're welcome to use a pillow between if you're easily able to go in to your seiza and do that. I'll use the pillow there for a moment just to show you. We'll have the hands to the sides, and we're going to just let the legs open up. And as we open, we're going to invert the hands right on the inside of the posture. And look where you am. Feel the flexor muscles in the forearm stretch as you put a little weight on those, using the modified seiza or kneeling meditation posture. And don't forget to breathe. Perfect, nice work. And we'll let the hands out. We'll bring our legs back in. Get the adjustments wherever you have to make your adjustments. Got it. And now just fall to one side. With or without the pillow, you can do these motions. So your legs are going to go that way, and the upper body's going to come this way. Both hands straight right the way around. Feel a stretch through the core. Really open up all the abdominals that are attached to the rib cage from the pelvis. Breathe your way into a raised head. Look up to the sky. And look down to the ground. We'll transfer through the seiza again to do the other side. So your legs are quite tight as you're over on that one hip. And once again, legs are going one way, upper body's going the other. Palms flat to the ground, look up as much as you can. Now you may feel how one side might be a little more flexible or stretchy than the other. Remember the breath. Excellent. 3 to 6 breaths is what we're gonna, that's our theme in movement, and then breathing, and then back into seiza. Really nice. Now the seiza this time, we're going to take our stick, if you all have a stick, and your nobi-bo is a stretching prop, and we're going to put it on one side. So one hand is going to be really low, one hand is going to be really high, and you've got an inverted grip. So you're running that motorcycle grip, one hand's palm up, one hand's palm down. Spin around. Let your knees point forward. Reach up on the stick as high as you can, and then position your hand with the other end of the stick to the ground. Remember your breathing, this is really great. Got it. Nice. 3 to 6 breaths. Yeah. And the movement to the other side is going to be through the posture again, but your hands got to change. So one hand's palm this way, one hand's palm this way, and we're going to twist around. Once again, reach up, reach down, and spin the head right the way around. Excellent work. Rock it out slow. Watch your knees, be careful. But stay moving. Now, draw your body upwards onto all four once again. I'm just going to move slightly sideways. I'm going to step out with one leg. You're welcome to use left or right, it doesn't really matter. The stick is going to be where you're just in front of your knee, where your other foot may go, and we'll walk up the staff as high as we can go. This is about a 5.5 foot stick. If you use a longer stick, you gotta be able to reach a little bit higher. Good job. So come up to the balance. We'll slide this leg out so it goes flat, and just a slight pivot. When we have slippy shoes on, like the tabi, split toe shoe, or a pair of socks, we tend to want to slip slide away. So don't let yourself go in too far just now. And now we'll go the other way. Reposition yourself. the top of the stick will be similar. We'll slide out. And as you're sliding that one out, you twist to your core and look kind of behind you. And now slide back up. In time, definitely we can go all the way out. But we're not going into the splits right now as much as we're just studying the grip on the stick and opening up the meridian. Get back to the original foot now. And one hand comes down and just lays across your knee, just like that. Yeah. Good job. Lays across the knee like this. And the other hand's going to release from the stick and just pivot. So your knee is still bent, you're just going to pivot and point. Chest comes way out. Push the chest out deliberately. And just balance yourself there. And while you're looking at the backhand, take your stick off the ground, hold your balance, and hand it to the backhand. Reposition the knee-hand relationship, and look back behind you. Now the stick's behind you. Lay the stick over to the side, so it's wherever it's coming into contact with the ground, you're just going to pivot even more as you lay the stick over. Hold your balance. Roll it up, really nice. Now stay looking back at that backhand and pass the stick back to the front. And now undo the stretch in there. That's one. Let's function out the other side. So step out, same thing, one hand's down low, leaning on that knee. I'm going to release the other side and just point behind you. Push the chest out so you're nice and flat in spine. Let the stick help guide you into deeper and deeper movement. The nobi bowl, the stretching stick, is your friend. It's your stretching partner. Now hand it off to the backhand. Reposition the other hand to the knee now instead of the elbow. And wherever it hits the ground, lay the stick over, twist even more in the midsection. So you've got a bit of your body going forward, and a bit of your body moving backwards. Your meridians will thank you. Nice, roll back out. Hand it off to the front hand, just like you did before. Excellent. Good. This time I'm going to rise right up. Now we can change it a bit. Are you okay? Nice going. Okay, so we'll go about shoulder width and a half apart in the feet. And the stick is really wide. So we're going to do a wide grip and position it right, or let it flow right to the back of your body. Nice. Now look up so slightly, look at the sky. Let the stick fall down behind you, your body's arched forward slightly. Make sure your balance is on in the top one. Now as the head rolls forward, the stick gets lifted as well. Perfect. Now we'll place it back on the ground. So both hands join as high on the stick as you can get. We'll roll that stick forward. As we jutty our hips back, some of our bodies going forward. This is on you low, right? The dialectics. Look down at the ground, try to straighten your legs, let the stretch take place from about mid-lower back, all the way down your thigh, the backs of your legs, right down to your knee. Now in just a second's time, a few breaths in, we're going to let one arm go. The arm swings or pendulates through the body and then stands you back up as you point behind you. So we'll stretch out this way first. let's do it. We'll swing one hand through, and that helps hand you into a standing position while one hand is forward, one hand is back. Look to the back hand. Hold for about 3 breaths. And then swing it back up and join force. Forces again with both hands in the same place. Remember straightening the pelvis, or straightening the legs, excuse me. The pelvis is in good position as it tries to even pressure off both legs. And then swing the other side. Kind of abruptly, that's almost a ballistic movement. Stretching your one arm way forward, one arm way backwards, look backwards. Excellent. And then back up. Excellent. Last position here. Bum is way out, almost as if somebody's pulling you from behind, or something is pulling you from behind. Something's pulling you from the front. Move the stick into what's called tate, or standing. Excellent. And now slow-mo back to a standing position. That's really good. Excellent job. So now we're going to turn and just face one leg, or point one leg in one direction. The stick's going to come in, just come in kind of in the front somewhere and point. All you'll do now is slide down the stick, slide down the foot, and try to reach out towards the tip of your toes. Now it might be difficult for some. Just slide down, nice and easy, and try to fold from your hip to your lower leg as you do so. Let the other hands flow down the staff as well. Nice. Now rise up. Bring that leg back in. Shoot the other leg out. Change hands. And slide down the leg once again. And slide down the stick once again. Attempting to keep this leg straight as possible. Nice work. And then rise back up, however you can. We'll bring the stick forward again, straddle posture, about 2 shoulder widths or 1.5 wide. And all we're going to do now is just like we have a hula hoop at the hip, we're just going to roll around, kind of stirring at the midsection again, but from a standing position. We'll roll out. You're welcome to bend your joints however they need to go in order to kind of churn up the midsection. The other way too. Lots of breath. Yeah, really good. Okay, let's stay standing for another minute, just taking a look there. We'll close up our posture to almost touching or thereabouts. Bring the stick up to a mid-level or mid-position grip, and you're going to pass it over one arm. Grab below the arm, yeah, like this, and just sweep that across the body. So the sweeping is going to be dynamic. And as you do so, your head is not going to follow this way, but head's trying to stay positioned forward. Nice. Now let that out. We'll change hands and scooch out to the other side. Same deal. We're going to just roll that hand across the midsection, leaving the head peeling or looking forward. Now realize it's a little more dynamic. It's good to start. Once again, we're changing hands. We'll pass it over the original arm. And this time as we pass, we're just going to position so that the stick can hook on our own hip, like this. Hook on our own hip. Now from that grab, please don't break any bones. We're just going to bend forward. And see if you can touch the staff down. Yeah, Excellent. Good work. And then up, so we're not holding for too long. Release that hand, and go back to the second hand, second arm. Now you might have to adjust the stick. Again, this is 5 foot, some are using the 6 foot stick, and they'll be bold, and that's maybe more helpful. Roll, touch it on the hip. Looking forward, pitch forward, and try to touch the ground. Yeah, yeah, I know it's pretty tight on that arm. It really stretches the shoulder muscles, arm muscles, back. Yeah, and roll back up. Good job. Yeah, subscap muscles, all of those below the shoulder blade also get worked into that. But we're still standing. We're going to pitch the grip right out on the top of the stick and just hold it there for a moment. And as we rock to the side, try not to fall over because you're in a fairly narrow grip. Try to stand the stick imaginarily to the side. Look down at the hand. Notice my hips are going to pitch that way just ever so slightly. Now as you roll the stick back up, you start to straighten your spine back under your body and rock into the other side. Once again, the midsection rolls out to the side slightly as you work into this stand. Excellent. And then roll back up. Nice work. Now we'll lower that stick right onto the nape of the neck. So not on the bones, right on the muscle of the neck. And we'll change the grip to a hooked grip like this, where you're hooking with the wrist. Let's go now with a wider posture. And if your body allows it, just drop down a little bit in through a deep squat, like you've got a yoke on your back. Drop down, try to get your hips parallel to the ground. And just when you're there, just rock side to side. And this is a muscular movement because you're holding. Good work, just a few more times. Now hold and just touch. You're holding it about 90 degrees. Don't drop down so you're back in the bone. Stay in the muscle. And now the other side. From 3 to 6 breaths. Rise up. Doesn't have to be fast. Really nice. Let that stick come off your shoulder. One more time. We're going to roll the stick forward, but now from a really wide posture, really wide. About 3 shoulder widths apart. Once again, drop your body forward as the rear body goes backwards, almost like someone is pulling you backwards. Now this change where we're going to drop the hand away again. To drop the hand, it's going to join the hip and just point from the elbow. From a really wide posture. So similar to the first one, slightly different in the shoulder. Look behind, keep the breath moving. And then back up. Same deal, off the other side please. Roll a hand out, join the hip, and point with your elbow now. You have one hand on the pelvis, one hand forward. 3 to 6 breaths. So you're in that hold place and then back up. Once again, way forward. Now it's hard, you're not going to go that low because your arms are anchored really above you, face towards the ground, hips back. Nice going. And come back out. Excellent job. Now let's just drop the stick to the side for a moment. We'll bring our hands to the front like we're on the front of a football line. But what we're going to do is position and just micro jumps. So this is a ballistic movement, working all those meridians in the arms and the legs. And we're just jumping from side to side. Nice and easy. Almost as though you're going to do a spring forward, or you can set for a kind of a jumping cartwheel. But just slight movements in the legs and arms. 3 to 6 times. That's a nice number.
Oops.
Beautiful. Let's sit on the ground. Drop your body down to the ground, arms to the sides, and just work with breath, recovery. Palms up, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just rest a little. Tune into your heart, tune into your lungs and how they're working in this amazing synergy. Take the couple deep breaths that you need to try to stabilize normal breathing, normal heart rate, or at least slower. Beautiful. Nice. Now we'll come back into the room, open the eyes slowly, and take our posture into the mopi, the wood stretch position. The wood elements, wood organ position, and meridian enhancement position. So from here, we're just going to slowly open this posture, working it. We've joined one arm to the knee, one arm to the heel, and as I work that posture forward, the other one slices open as well. And then back to a closed position. So we'll do that 3 times. One leg's going this way, the upper body's coming this way. So this wood stretch posture is almost a perfect Uno kama, because you get to see one hand going, or one foot going one way, one foot going the other way, right from the get-go. Keep it going. All the way out. Out as far as you can right now. Good. Now we'll stay in this bent back leg here and just position our foot out in front. Now on this one, we'll try to cradle the leg, grabbing underneath it, and again bending through the hip, dropping down towards the extended leg. We've just done some strength movements. The muscles full of blood. We're oxygenating by breathing properly, and breathing vigorously. Drop down and attempt to touch your body, your upper body to your lower body. If you're not quite there right now, that's fine to just have your hands on each side. That's got it 3 to 6 breaths on the deep part of this. Then fold that guy back in. Real nice. Now on this one, before we leave this side, we're still on this side. Before we leave this side, we're going to bunt our body back up and straighten the rear leg down. So we'll walk our leg, the forward leg, enough that it's kind of under our body. Our arms are there for points of protection. Exactly. And you scooch the back leg out as far as it can go. Now lower the upper body so you get into that sandwich effect to the bent forward leg side. This is an excellent hip flexor stretch, really opening all of those meridians that cross from the pelvis into the leg, over the knee, into the foot, etc. Beautiful. Nice. Now we're going to try to shift our weight forward slightly, so it's kind of draws the back leg up like a crane, and we'll just bend that back leg up and point it like a scorpion. Nice one. Reach back and grab a hold of the leg if you can do it. If you can't quite get there today, just reach back and hold the ground. And then raise your body up in the air. The head now will sweep up. Don't break anything. And then roll down. Now when you let go of that back leg, take the weight off so you don't hurt your patella tendon, your knee tendon, and then rock to the side, which will allow you to bring that leg back to its original posture. Now we're going to attempt to do this whole thing on the other side, so let's change sides. This is where some props help, you know, like a rope, like a martial arts obi, or a piece of rope or a towel, where you can grab a hold of the foot and draw you a little bit deeper and continue to open up the body. Nice. So one hand's on the knee, one hand's on the foot, and we're going to slice that out, walk the leg just like this. Those ones are not slow and not in deep hole. So we kind of move, you see how I'm moving my leg and walking it, just inchworming it out towards the front. I'm doing the same thing as it all comes back into the center. Don't break your knee. Or don't dislocate anything, how's that? And then the other way. All of these are the precursors to the stretch, the splits. So let's keep that rolling. Nice. Now we'll shoot that leg right out, staying in that hurdle or stretch position. Once again, the leg's right out. You don't have to pull the toes back. Just let it lay flat. And then straddle both sides. So even if you're up high, that's fine. Straddle both sides, bend as best you can from the hip forward. The low back starts it. Don't bend from the upper body. Even if you're just that far into this, using the midsection to drop towards the extended leg. That's the way, don't forget to breathe. Nice going. Everybody's doing really good. Sorry to stop there. Take a little bit of a look around. Good. Now rise up. And as this one draws in, let's take it right the way in to begin with. And then we'll leverage it out as we shoot the other leg back. We shoot our body forward, come up a little bit higher, keep the body under your chest as it were. Use your arms for points of protection. Move around ever so slightly in order to get your posture, and then sandwich down to the ground. That's the way. So one leg stretched way out behind you, body's forward. It's that nice dialectical movement. Now from there, we're going to just shift your body weight forward slightly and then scorpion this back leg, just like that. And you do it quite quickly so you don't put undue pressure over the patella tendon or the patella itself, the knee cap. Now reach back and grab a hold of the ankle and then pop high. Look up, way up. Three to 6 breaths. Pop down first, then release the leg with no pressure on it, the back leg does. Nice move. Fall to the side and crunch your body back into the mid stretch. Nice move. Let's roll your legs just into a cross fashion for a moment. Nothing to do. Hands into breath recovery. Just sitting. Close the eyes down. Recover the breath. Yeah, just a few breaths of relaxing. Open up the eyes. Super slow. Really good. You're doing real well. Let's pick up stick again. And some of these movements we did from standing position, slightly different than we do now from a seated position. So right arm's grabbing about the center of the staff. Pass it over your back and grab a hold down low. This is kind of that yin and yang grab. One palm's away, the back palm's away, forward palm's forward. So once again, it just gets passed over the spine, grab a hold, and you're like this. Nice work. So now with that almost manji symbol, you can see my arms are kind of waving. We'll keep it in the wave position as we try to lower the stick to the ground. That back arm is getting a big stretch through the wrist, through the flexors and extensors of the forearm, and just touch the earth. 3 to 6. Focus on the meridians. Many of them cross over your shoulder from your central nervous system in through your arms. Good. Now notice that kind of yin and yang symbol here. Sometimes called the manji, which is the opposite positions. One's pointing down, one's pointing up. And then as we roll to the other side, look down to the grounded part, or the part that will be grounded, and really let the back, the upper arm go. Constantly working towards improvement. Breathe. And again, relax, release, let go. Hopefully you didn't dislocate your shoulder. Nice work. Now we go back to the same arm that started this sequence. And as we grab behind us once again, we're not going to go as wide a posture. Instead, the top arm is just going to draw the lower arm up your back. So, in essence, you're doing this. Just rolling the hand up, trying to get it as high up your back as possible, and letting the shoulder relax, letting the grip stay a little bit tensioned, but just letting the shoulder cap muscles, the deltoid muscles, relax as much as possible. We'll roll this one into a water stretch. Almost there for the day. Good work. Everybody's doing really well that I can see. And leverage out as far as you can. And just let the body drop forward. Stay with it. You're in a fairly wide water stretch posture. And back at your upper shoulder, the one that's reaching up, stick as far as possible. The backhand is being twisted up your back. And the deltoid or the shoulder cap muscles are relaxed. And this is your time to relax. Even if you're working out daily, release the arms. You're doing shoulder exercises, back exercise, arm exercise, all of that's excellent, because it complements your Taikokyu. But you also have to work in an environment of extended or expanded potential. So, shorten that up a bit. My other hand is way up my back. I'm leaning forward, dropping the body forward as well. You take a look around. Wow, you're moving really well. And you do your breath. Is this the breath, the kokyu? It carries you deeper and deeper into the structure. Yeah, rise out and release. Feel good. Nice going, everybody. Thumbs up. Now, I'm not sure who's what toes. Let's gather up our toes. And I'll put on my super Budo Brothers made specially for Taikokyu. It's a limited edition. Yeah, sit as comfortably as you can. I'm in that half lotus, and if you've got your two pillow system, that's fine. I'm just on a single pillow right now. But let your legs fall forward of that while your pelvis is lifted by the pillow itself. Let's use our chime to drop in to that breath, place, and conscious rediscovery. Reflection, please. If you're listening really carefully, you can probably hear church bells in the distance. Quite enchanting in the area, but for whatever reason, the bell tolls for thee, even if it's this small bell, or the church bell across the street. I know when we first moved in here and set up the dojo, it was really quite enchanting to have a church really ringing its bell a few times a day to kind of remind us to be centered and to be present more than anything. I know my father had a cuckoo clock. I mean, I don't know if you know what a cuckoo clock is, but when the cuckoo clock would ring, he'd always say, right then, carry on, which was kind of a symbolic thing for him. He was a British fellow. And it was a chance, he explained to me that it was a chance for him to just be present every time that clock struck. Because sometimes we get so tied up with stuff, we get off kilter. So today's theme was kind of this inyo. Inyo is the Japanese pronunciation for yin and yang. And sometimes inyo is pronounced or expressed as onmyo. And onmyo also is inyo. So this onmyo-do or inyo-do, this do or this path of inyo, is this constant balancing of both sides. I was reminded in meditation just now, thinking about how do you explain to a person that doesn't understand dialectics what that's like. I remembered a tennis player named John McEnroe. Some of you might remember him. And he was a very aggressive tennis player, and aggressive off the court and on the court. But it seemed like one of his arms, his tennis arm, was like this big. The other side was hardly ever trained. That's not Taikokyu. You have to train both sides. If you're inflexible on this side, yet flexible on this side, well then chances are you've got to balance those two sides out. You go to a corrective specialist like a chiropractor or an osteopath or a seitaika, which is a Japanese osteopath, and their principal focus for you in health is to try to balance your body out, try to balance the organ systems so they're working in harmony with each other, try to balance your brain or your mind or your thinking so that they're working in harmony with the rest of your thought, etc. So the inyo becomes very important in that sense. And I mentioned a few times this notion of constant improvement. I know that's something that's bandied around a lot in today's world. It's a word that's kind of born from the Japanese nomenclature called kaizen. And kaizen doesn't mean overt change. It means incremental change. If you look at the kanji no setsuste, kaizen means small incremental steps towards furthering. And so it doesn't mean that this overt change. When we think about kaizen, sometimes people come at me with, I've got to do this abrupt thing. And we don't. It's incremental. And you especially see that here. Sometimes Taikokyu is very difficult in certain postures. I've had a lot of people come into the dojo and leave the dojo, come onto the program and leave the program because they're not sure about the change. But it's usually me as a teacher or a guide that can see where they're making their improvements, even if they don't see them themselves. So that is another balancing thing. Having a teacher is a great tool for balancing. They can look at you like, they can become your reflection tool. They can look at you from the outside. And you can look at them too from the outside. So let's keep on improving and balancing the in